So the way I would break down OnlyFans audience is there is a younger audience. There is definitely like the kids from like 18 to like 22. I consider them kids. You consider them college students. To me, they're kids because I'm 31, okay? When I see a 20-year-old, I don't go, what a mature adult. I think, oh God, he's now just learning how to be an adult. That's what I see. So typically, those who are from 18 to 22, they're still in college, they're still trying to figure out their life, and they're also trying to figure out what their kinks are because they now have the money for it. And what ends up happening is they're not able to buy the most expensive, crazy things that a girl can give out, right? Some girls are super, super wild in. Hi, Kelly! Welcome to my impromptu sex podcast. Please check out Kelly, by the way. She's a very talented body painter. Like, I cannot do what she does. It's fucking insane. So between 18 and 22, if you don't have money to buy the super expensive content all the time, what do? Well, you start exploring other parts of yourself that you like. This is where kinks really develop. Because of the nature of other fans is like messaging, you can really get to know what someone's like, and then you can see how their tastes evolve. So I have seen certain people's tastes evolve as they grow with me, as they, as I've been doing this for like a year and a half, I see their tastes. I remember, I don't have that many patrons, right? So I remember most people's like tastes and stuff like that. So an example would be like, this person first came to, I'm not gonna name names, maybe you're in chat, I don't know, but if this sounds like you know what it is. So this person first comes over and they're like, I love boba. I fucking love them titties. Show me the titties. And that's totally fine. But here's an interesting thing about titties is that obviously there's different textures and looks and shapes and sizes and things like that. And there's different ways that a girl can shoot her titties. She can just stand there like this and shoot her titties like this. That's kind of boring, right? Just sitting there. So then the next time they want titties, they're like, I kind of want to see the titties bounce. And so they ask, do you have any bouncing titties content? And I'd be like, oh, you're in luck. The other day I was jumping around. My tips were just flopping everywhere. And so they go, okay, sold. I would like some bouncing titty content, please. And I send them over, and the guy, Anime Titty 69 lover, enjoys these bouncing titties. But you know what? It's not what he's looking for. He's like, I do like these titties, and I do like seeing titties bounce, and titty bouncing is really nice, but I want to know how soft these titties are. So come his next paycheck, he'd be like, hey, I like the bouncing titty content, but you know what I really, really like? I want to see what it looks like for titties to be squished. Do you have any squishing titty content? And so I'd be like, yeah, I have some squishy titty content. And he happily buys and goes along the way. So now you've seen the progression. This guy's first starts just wants to look at titties. He spends 6 months looking at titties. Then the 8th month, he's like, you know what? I want the bouncing content. Then at 9th month, he's starting to go, you know what? I want the squishing content. And then it becomes more and more. It becomes realizing that it's not just looking. For some guys, it's like seeing an emotion. For other guys, it's like the context. Oh, I like certain titties in certain cosplays. If you got like a cow-made cosplay, I really want to see those mommy milkers. That's what you see evolve, and you find out your tastes of somebody from 18 to 22. He can't pay for a lot of the crazy stuff, right? But what he can pay for are the fine, minute little things that he thinks he likes, does like, and wants to see more. And that's what it is. I'm more of an ass guy. I'm just giving examples. I'm giving examples. So the 18 to 22, this guy is figuring out his tastes. Now, afterwards, from 22 to 25, 26, this is where you start to solidify, no. I'm not being generous enough. I would say 22 to 28. This is when you start saying, you know what? This is the only content I want to see. I only want to see ass. I don't want to see anything else. They are nice, but ass is where it's at. Ass is what I really want. And they really hone in on it. And they really go for that kind of content. They have more money, they have a job now, and they're not worrying about whether or not they can see the movies with their friends because they're more established in their jobs, so they're less likely to hang out with friends, and now they have more money to find out what their tastes are. That's typically what happens between that age range, 22 to 28. And you might be like, but Kyuko, what about after that? Typically from 29 plus, honestly 27 plus, but I'm just being generic with the age range. 27 plus is typically when you are willing to spend more for the more wild and things, but also you go from only wanting that concentrated booba content to start to appreciate a ton of content. You have embraced the fact that you are wildin', you are kinky, and you're a little bit of a degen, and you're okay with it. A lot of people have struggled with their sexuality. They struggle with how they feel like sex is impure, so they tend to, those are the incelish people who don't want to believe that they have sexual desires. But typically, by 27 plus, they just fully embrace it. It is what it is. It is what it is. But when does one discover massive furikocks? Damn, I love hentai. You discover that very young. But this is just my general experience on other fans. Obviously, there's different nuances. There might be some super rich 22-year-old, I don't know. But my general experience is that in the beginning of your stages of understanding sex content, you're hyper focused on just this thing and trying to explore it. And then the older you are, the more you just realize, you know what, this is what I like, and it's okay. How I can relate this is kind of like TV shows and animes and things like that. Is as a kid, I really hyper focused on shoujo manga, and that's all I read. When I started being in high school and college, all I cared about was shonen anime, and I just wanted to see action. And now as an adult, with anime, I watch shoujo anime, shonen anime, and I watch a lot of mystery, thriller, horror kind of stuff too. It just, the older you are, the more broad your taste gets.